How delivery efficiencies can be developed utilising mobile and ID technology. Tony.
Thank you, David, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to our session. I'm going to talk about improving and optimising efficiencies of delivery routes, and it follows on from what Rich has been talking about, is traceability from end to end, from the collection to the delivery point, and how that information can be used. So in terms of one slide about Intermec, so you know where I'm coming from, and also how the technology can be and has been applied in the past. Then I wanted to discuss over a couple of slides what the business improvement opportunities are. They're going to be different from all of you. I guess in this session, mostly mail, but there might be some express operators in here as well. The Q&A, I guess, will come at the end, David. Is that right? So Intermec, we sponsor this conference, or one of the sponsors. Very happy to do that. We're a hardware and specific software manufacturer. Our stands outside the door. We've been in the business about 30, 40 years in track and trace technology, barcodes, scanning, mobile computing, and RFID. For instance, the RFID tags, or readers rather, at Swiss Post are all ours. What we aim to do is to work with consultants, integrators, and clients themselves to help you get full visibility of what's going through the supply chain. That's not just the mail or package, but also the assets, the people, to get you full asset visibility, if you like. That's for you, for customer service and operational benefits, but also for your clients. You think about what's available on the web, that data is coming real time from somewhere. What we're seeing more and more is this data being used for very interesting projects. For instance, route optimization. There's huge savings to be made in optimizing the routes that you're running. And to get accurate data for that and for customer service, give you confidence of confidence in reporting, and early alerts for issues, whether it be a forthcoming failed delivery on maybe missing a time slot, what Richard showed on the dynamic reporting of what's happening in supply chain. Those are all the sorts of things we get into. We make mobile computers, barcode printers, media, scanners, and RFID. We do a lot of the fundamental R&D in these areas as well. So what we've seen over the last 10 years is going from sort of the base level up, the identifiers, the barcode labels that you always use, the linear barcode, and also the 2D barcodes are becoming much more popular, so that you can get through that and scanning. Wherever you choose to put a track and trace point, you can get accurate data coming back. Where you put it depends on the benefits you get out, because it obviously costs money to put in. But typically, we can look for 100% data accuracy coming through of transactions and assets going through your supply chain. Excuse me while I press this button. That's it. That started early on, so all packages, if you like, have an identifier on them, and as Richard said, they're getting more interesting, carry more data, and they can be 2D codes or RFID tags. What we've also seen in the last 5 years, in some carriers 10 years, is extensive use of PDAs to be able to track these assets, these mail pieces, these packages, from the collection point and at the delivery point, not just within your hubs and distribution depots. And that's actually driven by the customer service elements of proof of delivery, knowing that you've actually delivered stuff accurately, on time, and within your SLAs. What we've seen is that a lot of customer service costs, for call center costs and things like that, answering customer queries, the sender more likely than the recipient, those costs have tumbled in a lot of cases. What you can also do is to start looking at removing completely all your paper-based systems. Safety says you have some backup, but in terms of electronic processes, electronic transactions, the ability also to capture now pictures and images and process those images at source means you can actually, to a large extent, remove all the paper handling within the business from end to end. Those are the sorts of areas that we're seeing more and more people work in. And the last one is one thing we're all familiar with now, I guess, the last couple of years is sat-nav, satellite navigation. So Most of the computers that we make for mobile have GPS inbuilt into them, like your iPhones and other things now. We've been doing this for a long time, 4 or 5 years. I think we were the first people out with this type of technology just before Nokia hit the market with it. The reason being is that we could see in the express market in particular, but also in other areas, it would be hugely beneficial to know where someone is, where they're expected to be able to hand over to a relief driver, for the relief driver to be as productive, or a relief postman to be as productive as the regular guy who knows the route back to back. So we did a lot of work to do that. So navigation systems in the science are done and dusted. What's really interesting is to see how much data you can get back. You can track the person, the vehicle, the date and timestamp of the transaction, geocode the transaction. You pull that data back and you can feed it into your route optimization systems. So what we do is we look at all the various business processes people have, again, from the collection point to the delivery point, and we try and see where we, as a company, with our partners, can help solve some problems. And they dovetail into the sort of systems that Richard talked about and other people would provide. As an example, this is a mail and express show. So it's picked up DPD, and obviously in this country, you've got Hermes, APC, HDN, and other people using our technology as well. But DPD have probably been one of our longest, and they've become really sophisticated at this now. So like on the navigation, the GPS awareness, knowing where your route plans are, doing optimization in near real time, these guys are now able to offer, I believe, it's 1-hour time windows for deliveries, which is what a lot of people in the B2C market have been looking for. That's a result of some nice technology from us, but how they're using it and what their business process change that they've driven. It's really quite dramatic. So they have about 4,500 systems in the UK, some more in Ireland. Why don't know comms, GPS, their own software, and so on. Within the collection depots, they also run a whole lot of relabeling systems. Very important. That was one of the first systems put in, because by knowing where packages should go, reading the identifier, knowing what your route plan is, I think it's fair to say, you can check with them, but I think it's fair to say DPD have eliminated virtually every misroute that they had 5-10 years ago. That's worth a lot of money. The other one we've done in the UK more recently, which is the first in the mail sector, really quite a dramatically large project in our book, not necessarily for some other people. And I've been in the business a long time. This was done really, really fast. So it's a testament to their planning and project management, really, as well as the stable technology they bought from us and our partners. They're up to about 30,000 systems now installed in the UK with proof of delivery and manifest tracking software. I just want to point out, this is all technology. There's other people in the room, and there are other people at the conference who can really add value to your projects in terms of how to put it in and make it work. Because all this stuff is great. I can talk about it, but unless you plan to extract the benefits from the technology, you may as well not have started. And I always say that's one of the most important things to do. That statement is actually quite dramatic from my point of view, may not be to you. To roll out 27,000 systems in 12 weeks flat was really, really impressive. Plan it. They did a really good communication plan and trained people. The statistics to let you know the scale of what can be done if you approach it properly with the right partners and the right technology. 35,000 drivers, 27,000 vehicles across all 1,420 odd delivery offices. Installed a pretty brand new Wi-Fi network at the same time, and implemented loads of our communication racks into the depot. So it's a big project. They deliver, I've been pointing out, this is not the registered and signed board letters. They deliver about 75 million items to 28 million delivery points every day. And of those, I should know, but I've forgotten, let's say, I think it's 5 or 8%, something like that will be signed for and registered, and those go through our system. So every Royal Mail delivery van has one of our systems in to do that. What's interesting there is that, as you probably know from the press, this is actually about business transformation more than just technology. And that's what I would say, is that once you've got these systems in place, whether you're a mail operator or an express carrier, you've given yourself a platform to gather information, provide track and trace systems for your own benefit and for your clients, and you put it in properly and well, and you've got a really great platform to help you invest in the business. So why would you want to focus on the mobile worker? I think, as you saw from Richard's presentation, from, if you like, from a collection depot to a delivery depot going through a hub, or in the mail context, a collection office to a delivery office, and all the complex stuff that goes on in between, you can, because a lot of it's what I call singulated, it's going down conveyors, you know roughly where it is or where it should be going. That's not too difficult. You have to spend money, but it's not too difficult to track. The sortation equipment can push it all in the right direction. What we're doing, and what I'm focusing here, is on the mobile bit, before it hits a collection office and after it leaves a delivery office. So why would you do that? Because there's a huge amount of benefit to be able to track things in those mobile areas. And because of the scale of your operations, a small benefit, 20 seconds saved at the doorstep, 30 seconds saved at the doorstep, adds up to an awful lot of time. The other thing, especially I would say for the mail operators, and forgive me, package operators, express parcels, the mail operators in all the countries I visit, I would say they're the only people that go down every street every day. So there's opportunity to have a mobile deployment platform to start thinking about other services that can be added. So if it's for servicing, for a mail operator, servicing your downstream access clients, other people injecting in the mail stream, using the technology, you can track and trace those items. You can provide data reporting back to your client, the downstream access operator. You can see whether you're performing your SLA or not. But there's also things, why don't you think about other technology, other services you could add? You've got a mobile device out there. You can produce barcodes, serial, or the QR codes that Richard mentioned. You could add services plugged into that identification technology. And that could be handled all the way out to the doorstep, with the reporting back all the way back from the doorstep. So to summarize the benefits on terms of this whole end-to-end track and trace systems, you get visibility of everything you're doing and all your assets. You're getting real-time confirmation of what you've done. By gathering the data, you can provide your proof of delivery and say whether you've met up with your service delivery SLAs, whether it be for the bulk mailer or for doing a before 10 or a before 12, or if you're a carrier. And you can then start to gather data and look into the delivery efficiencies. How many vehicles am I using on the vehicle, on particular routes? Can I optimize those routes? How's my balance of my traffic working? You can also provide much better communications once you've got that platform in place, with messages going out to the driver, the operator, and coming back. If there are any issues, you can feed it back to your clients, whether it be a mailer or a home shopping agent, or whoever it happens to be. So in terms of how you implement these, which is the last point I want to make, is that all this technology is great, but it doesn't buy you very much unless you extract the benefits. So you really have to understand what you're trying to achieve as a business. We can help you understand what technology is out there, so on the imaging side, on the mobile computing side, the data collection and the RFID and barcode, and we can help you understand what's available, but you need to understand how you're trying to get your business to move forward. Take that plan and design your implementation plan around it. And I would say, as a special plea for someone who's been involved in this a long time, make sure you involve the end user. Because unless they're happy to use the equipment, both the physical feel of the hardware, but the look and feel of the software, the dynamics, does it fit their business process, you're not going to get a good adoption. So you target those improved areas and extract the benefits. This is an example, I've done a few of these in the past. You go down line by line, business process by business process, and look at what the before and after could be, how you're going to get it, who's within your organisation is responsible for extracting out. And I think, Richard, you said that the Swiss Post was less than a payback. Most of our projects are paybacks well under a year. Well under a year. So to summarise, look at the operational benefits for these types of systems. Data management is where you can look at, data transfer, customer service, voice costs and driver hours and so on. But if you can actually get that data back of what you delivered and when, you can provide that data back, as I said, not just for your own organisation, but for your clients. If it's a bulk mailer, you can say, I've taken all this stuff into where you've injected it, moved it through my process, and I can now add visibility all the way out to when it was delivered and do time sampling and find out exactly how you performed against what is required. So that is as much as I wanted to go through now. Time was brief. Obviously, there's a Q&A panel afterwards. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Peter.